Leftovers.
And we are back, baby.
What's going on?
Not too much, man. What's going on with you?
Not a lot. It's a blistering hot 44 degrees down here. At least it's dry and sunny, which is nice. But I woke up, I did the whole stick the hand out of the covers thing and went, nope. But the best part was my neighbor dogs woke me up by just barking for hours on end. It was the best. It was the absolute best. Nothing says Saturday morning like waking up when you don't want to a
Right.
noise you can't stand,
Yes.
surrounded by people that don't give a shit. So that was,
I mean,
we're off to a good start. But we're doing
that's
this,
fine
which
living
is
in
fun.
North Idaho.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing this. That's an uplift. And then after that, I'm going to go get more than one haircut.
Oh, nice.
And then some chores. And then because I have to turn my house down. It's kind of like, you know, when the Death Star like spins up and they have to do all the shit and it starts to build the power for the big laser.
Yeah.
And then when you like fuck stuff up like Obi-Wan, and it's like, that's kind of what I have to do to my house.
Okay.
Because I'll be traveling for work for a couple days.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've got to figure out all that stuff. I got levers to pull. I have to like send a Jedi down into the basement to uncouple something. It's all quite complex.
Who's going to feed the Oompa Loompas?
The Oompa Loompas?
Yeah. Running around your house.
I don't have any Oompa Loompas running around the house.
Not
We
anymore?
packed them up.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. They said they were going on strike, and I was like, you're fired.
You're like, I don't deal with that.
Yeah, I don't, no. That's a PR nightmare, dude.
That is a PR nightmare. Yes.
Yeah. We're not doing that. How about you? What's up? You covered in 100 feet of snow yet, or what's going on?
Just about.
Yeah.
We've had about, I don't know, I would estimate, I haven't been outside yet, but looking at what's covered on my car,
yeah,
I'm going to guess like 4 or 5 inches already. Ugh. And it's still going strong, baby. It's still going strong. It's just now, I just checked the weather as you were talking. It's 35, so it's starting to turn to rain. So it is going to be a sloppy mix all day.
Yeah, let's hope it goes into a deep, hard freeze later today or tonight, and then everything is just an ice palace wonderland. Yeah, that's the worst.
It's supposed to be above freezing all day and into the night. So yeah, that's the good thing. And I'm very excited. I am later taking my nephews and niece out to go look at Christmas lights in Spokane.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Doing the whole deal, lights, hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go out to dinner. My dad and brother are coming with us. So it'll be good times.
My elderly neighbors on the house that's on the side of me are the ones on the block that apparently go absolutely shitballs crazy with Christmas decorations. Yes. Meanwhile, there's like a stick on the ground and like possibly like a dead human arm coming out of the lawn in my place. It looks bad by comparison, right? But I saw this man. He's probably in his 80s, maybe mid 80s, on a rickety ladder, like just shaking around, like hanging Christmas lights. I was like, I don't like the look of this. So he talked. He didn't need a hand. I was like, all right, cool. So I went inside. I came out this morning because I walk around the neighborhood in the morning when I'm tragically woken up by neighbor dogs.
Right.
So I'm out for my morning walk, and there's like a full nativity scene. There's lights, there's trees, there's, you know, everything's out there, which could only mean it's Christmas time. It's time to watch Home Alone.
Yeah, that is the movie we're watching.
That's right.
Home Alone. Here's the Rotten Tomatoes on that, just for everyone to see.
80%.
Yeah, 80% audience score, 66 from critics.
Mm-hmm.
It is a classic to be sure. The critic consensus was Home Alone, uneven but frequently funny premise, stretched unnecessarily thin, is buoyed by Macaulay Culkin's cute performance and strong supporting stars. I mean,
it's about right. I forgot that John Candy was in this movie.
Yes, that was. I did remember his cameo. The Sheboygan, I forget what they called themselves.
He's basically Elvis of the Midwest.
Yes,
according to
Elvis
him.
of the Midwest. Yes, that's right. It's a fun movie. It's a classic for sure. Set in the early 90s. Originally came out in 1990. Um, Directed by Chris Columbus. Chris Columbus, who went on for a string of uh, family films, even I think the first Harry Potter, if I remember correctly.
I mean, this
Um,
guy's on fire.
oh,
Several
this guy
hundred
did
years
so many
before that,
things.
he like landed on these shores. Like that's huge.
Yes, he has done a great many films since
Yeah.
since he came to Plymouth Rock.
Founded the country, founded
Yeah,
Hollywood,
founded the country.
fucking killing the game, guy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pulling up his list of films right now.
Hmm.
Let's see what else is on here. Um,
He did a
yeah, Harry
trilogy. It
Potter and
was
the
like,
Philosopher's Stone,
yeah,
the first
Nina
one.
Pinta Santa Maria, the trilogy. It was a good time.
That's right. Everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just done a ton of stuff, man. He worked on Goonies. He worked on
He
Home
worked on
Alone 2.
Goonies?
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Was he a
Uh,
producer?
no, he was the director.
Oh, he directed the Goonies. Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
and yeah, he had a hand in Gremlins. It looks like. Oh no, Goonies. He was not the director. He was the writer. Sorry,
Yeah.
and he was the writer of Gremlins, the first one.
Okay.
Let's see. Mrs. Doubtfire was the director. The classic film 9 Months with Hugh Grant. He was director, writer, and producer.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has done a ton of stuff, man. He was the director of I Love You, Beth Cooper. Remember that film?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And then he was also the director of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief.
Is that another like kids book
Yeah,
fantasy series
from
shit?
2010.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so dude has done a lot. Um,
Well done, Chris.
yeah, well done, Chris. Indeed, it's a fun film that originally budgeted for $18 million back in 1990. So if we are doing our math like we like to do,
Hmm.
let's take a look and see what that would be. 18 million in 1990 dollars would equivalent today to about $41 million, as you can see.
It's pretty good eating.
That's pretty good for the budget. Now that's
Yeah.
the budget, right? Now the box office.
Hmm.
What do you think the box office was for this
90.
Back then,
Probably 90.
90 million. You think?
Yeah.
Okay, you woefully underestimate the juggernaut that was Home Alone.
Yeah. I don't know what the reach was for this one because it wasn't like, what did Disney own this before it came out, or was it absorbed when Disney kind of took over the rest of the
It was
universe?
absorbed.
Yeah.
This was
So
originally a Fox.
Fox, right? Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say 90 because I knew it was massive. It was like a huge hit, and the reason for that is because they accelerated plans for the sequel. Like it wasn't supposed to come out for quite a while longer, and they're
Right,
like,
like a
"Fuck
year or
that!
two.
Throw
Yeah.
money at it." Yeah. So
So
what did it hit? How much?
so again, 18 million was the budget.
Yeah.
This thing made $476.7 million.
Wow.
Yeah. To give you an idea what that would be like today, Home Alone is a
That's
billion
over
dollar
a
film.
billy.
Yeah.
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 Wow, dude.
Yeah. So
Mm.
Kevin McCallister is making that cheddar. It's pretty wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's pretty huge. Like I wonder if Macaulay Culkin got like some sort of back end for that, Because this was like starting to become common theme. Like Lucas was like, "Yeah, I want the property rights and the distribution money. You guys can keep the box office." And they were like, "All right." And then Star Wars took over the universe, and they're like, "That's really smart because now he's a gajillionaire." I wonder if because this happens obviously many years after that. If Macaulay Culkin's still getting paid for that, I wonder.
I imagine he gets residuals when it's on TV and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Oh, good. We have spam in the chat.
oh, that's fantastic.
Is that on Twitch or is that on
Looks
the
like
YT?
looks like it is the YT.
Better ban those dudes or they're just going to keep spamming.
I just did.
Nice.
Yeah.
So those of you watching, sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Yes. Yeah, they have been blocked, so we're good.
Ooh, I like this trivia. So the scene in which Kevin's buying a toothbrush was the first scene that was shot for the movie. Nice.
I've got all sorts of trivia for Buddy. I did some research this morning. Oh, you know, I do have something else I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you know, one of the things people talk about when you look back at Home Alone is, you know, how could they have afforded that trip, right? You
Sure.
had what, 11 people going to Paris?
14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Plus that house, man.
Yeah.
The silver tuna.
Yeah. Different times.
Yeah, that house is
He
wildly like, yeah.
he probably was able to comfortably live on that on a salary of $35,000 a year.
Right. Oh God. Yes. Yes. Welcome to late stage capitalism. Uh, but I looked up that house on Zillow
Yeah.
and I found it.
Is it in Chicago?
It is in Chicago. Well, it's in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Winnetka.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, 6 bedrooms, 6 bath,
Winnetka.
5,398 square feet, just shy of 5,400 square feet.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. The
It's about
Zillow
half the
estimate,
size of your house, dude.
almost, yeah. It's the size of my guest home. But $2.178 million.
That's yeah.
The estimated rent, you could rent this thing for like $14,650.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
The range on it is anywhere between 1.8 and 1.5 billion. So
That's pretty incredible.
yeah. Yeah.
I
It's
wonder how charming it would be to like Airbnb that thing and totally decorate it like it was in Home Alone just because it was the Home Alone house, and then like upcharge some ridiculous $1,000 a night to go experience the, you know, have like little interactive traps that Kevin set and stuff, and just make it like a tourist attraction. I'm sure the neighbors would fucking hate that in the neighborhood, but
didn't they do that to the Full House? Like you can
yeah,
Airbnb it now?
well, I don't know specifically about that one, but I know they have done stuff like that before where it's like, oh, this is where Fresh Prince was shot or Full House or, you know.
Well, they did do that to the Fresh Prince house for a little while. You
Yeah,
could
yeah.
actually rent that house.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not
Yeah.
certain on the one in San Francisco you mentioned, but I mean, they probably did. I'm sure it makes money. Looking up rentals right now.
Yeah, I totally am. I totally am. I'm trying to see if I can find it, the Full House Airbnb. No, it's not on there. Oh, that sucks.
Bummer.
But yeah, I thought it was on there. What do they call those homes? The Painted Ladies in San Francisco?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what they're called.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah. Which is a weird name for the Home Alone house.
No, for the Full House houses.
Or the Full House house, yeah. The Painted Ladies.
Yeah, yeah. I remember like they did have it for an Airbnb, and one of the deals that was that people were very disappointed that it did not look the same inside.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
it's not gonna.
You know,
yeah.
Set design is gonna set design. What can I say?
Right.
Right.
Well, and especially back then, a lot of the homes for sitcoms were just reused. They would just change out the colors and reuse them for something else, or like they would swap out. Like the staircase was maybe coming in from the right. Well, they put it on the left now. So yeah.
I mean, like I think the best house in inventory to do stuff like that would be giant fucking wide open floor plan living rooms, you know, dining rooms, a small, you know, camera friendly kitchen, and then insert upstairs here, because you could just reconfigure it hundreds of different ways with different colors and stuff. So that would probably be the best bet. But yeah, I would assume that a lot of those places don't look exactly like they did in the TV show or movie that we saw them in, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 100%. So we didn't give our review of the film. What?
Yeah.
I mean, looking back at it now as an adult, I know as a kid you probably loved it, but
you know, it's still one of those movies that you can kind of like sit down and smile and laugh at. What holds up for me is what probably falls apart for you, and that's how could this happen?
Yeah,
it 100% could have happened. There were no cell phones back then.
Right.
Like people didn't know how to do anything other than try and track credit card usage, which wasn't a quick phone call to the
No, it
customer
wasn't.
service center and then or going online and enabling a check mark. It
Yeah.
was a week-long process to get through. But so I could see something like this actually happening. So it was kind of fun to just sit back and be like,
That
oh,
may have been about the last time frame where you could get
oh, the 90s. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Right.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
even in the early 2000s, it's a little less believable.
Yeah, I mean, even breaking and entering was way less sophisticated back then than you would need to be now. And like some
Right.
of the things you read about in articles or see news clips of. So for me, it kind of holds up just because you know it's a period in time that is
Mhm.
much different than the universe we live in now.
Mhm.
But I still enjoyed it as an adult. I thought it was really fun. Obviously, I picked this because it's one of those holiday stacked movies that I like to watch this time of year. I don't really
Yeah.
sit down and popcorn out over some Home Alone pretty much any other time of the year.
Yeah.
But it's fun, man. It was a heavyweight role for Daniel Stern, I thought, and kind of a lightweight role for Joe Pesci, considering the films that he's done.
Right.
But the acting was pretty solid in it because they're very believable goofball, burglars where you see Pesci up to this point and you expect he's got a piece in his belt and he's
Right.
headed to some mafia casino. So like it really fun. I like this
Yeah.
movie. It's 2 thumbs up for me. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have any like burning questions about what I would change differently about it because it's kind of parked right where you need it to be parked for this movie to be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Um, I think you're right. Like the 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 unbelievable enough of it is kind of what feeds into it.
Hmm.
I do like to, as an adult, I noticed little things that they use to make the premise more believable, like the fact that like the power and the phones had gone out the day that
Yep.
they woke up, so
Hmm.
that's why they couldn't just call them right away. None of the
Yep.
phones were working, and that's why they overslept because the power went out and their alarm clocks didn't go off.
Yep.
So like those little things just
Or
helped.
like understanding the timer stacks across the neighborhood when he's running home. It's hitting
Yeah.
9 o'clock and he's just beating the clock because the neighbor lights are starting to auto turn on and shit. These things happen in neighborhoods. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of relatability that kind of feeds into it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we take our break
Well,
and
let's
then we'll come.
give us the 1 star and four
Oh, yeah, yeah,
stars.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
who's talking shit
So,
about this film? I gotta know.
okay. So, we'll start with our 5-star review here. So, our 5-star review comes to us from Mason B, and
Hmm.
he gives it 5 stars and says it's a really funny. Plus, the two criminals, they are really dumb, and I love the franchise. Best Christmas movie ever. 10 out of 10 in
Now,
all caps.
for those of you not watching, 100%, it's all caps. There's zero punctuation in this.
Hmm.
The sentence doesn't make a whole lot of sense,
No,
but that's how excited Mason B was
right.
to review this film only 21 hours ago.
Yes. So very cool.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. And now
Chirp.
our or our you know
The old one or half or
it's
quarter
this one's a
star.
half. This is from
Half a
Brandon
star.
H. He's a party pooper, and he says
Come
this
on,
movie
Brandon.
revolves around child acting, which is problematic. The plot fails in many respects to be realistic, thus fails at creating any real tension. What the hell did he want? Joe Pesci does his best to bring this thing into life in this stilted script, but can't carry this whole movie. I saw this movie as a child and thought it was all right. As an adult, it's hard to even finish.
Well, bah humbug, Brandon H.
Indeed.
Bet he's like a fucking film critic for the, I don't know,
What he is
Chattanooga
trash.
Times. No
Brandon
offense to
H
our
is trash
Tennessee
with
viewers.
trash opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Yeah.
the application process for the Chattanooga Times.
Indeed.
Brandon H.
I will say at least it wasn't all caps. So,
Yeah, true.
and he had punctuation.
And
So
he did add punctuation. So we'll give him a half a star. How about
half a
that?
star. There you
Yeah.
go.
You get half a point for putting your name on the paper,
That's
dude.
right. Go watch Paddington 2. You'll love that
That's
one,
right.
Brandon H.
All right, let's go pay the bills.
All right.
All right, it's movie leftovers doing Home Alone, and we're back in the same place we were last time.
Yes.
In your house or your car.
That's right.
Or maybe your headset.
Because we're here with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not home alone anymore.
just two dudes on the internet ready to be with you. Yeah.
Just being as creepy as we can ahead of the holidays, you know? That's how we roll.
That's right. So, what would you do with this thing, man? Would you reboot, remake, sequel?
All right. Let's get into it. Let me use my face to unlock this tablet. Let's see if it works. It's still looking for me. It doesn't quite know that it's... I hate Windows 11 so much. Sign in options. Let's try the code. What a waste of time. Okay. Home Alone. Notable observations from your boy. I miss the no cell phone era a lot.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. I kind of miss... I don't miss like digging in my pockets for a quarter to use the payphone, right? But like, I miss not being able to just seclude myself with the world in my pocket.
Right.
Old square cop cars, etc. I love it. Okay, story time. It's a reboot.
Okay.
We're just gonna reboot it. Kind of hard to mess with this and take it into crazy new directions without radically redefining the plot. And I started to. And realized I rewrote the premise of Home Alone 2 because I put it in an airport and I was like, wait a minute, this looks familiar.
Yeah.
So we're just going to reboot it. So here we go. Family is heading to Paris tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Kevin gets into a fight with mom and she sends him to his room and takes away his cell phone. This is the plot device later when mom checks the Life Alert app and thinks that Kevin is on the plane with her because the device is on the same aircraft, right? It's just in her coat pocket stuffed in her suitcase. So Kevin is older in this version, maybe 16-ish. And he realizes he's home alone. You know, his interests are a little more adult oriented in terms of like not running out and buying a bunch of candy and ordering pizzas and stuff. It's more like playing video games and, you know, what adolescents and teenage kids do. Good news, he has a driver's permit. So he decides to go out joyriding in his dad's car. So as we led with the show, they have a nice house. And so like, we're just going to put their wealth value in modern times about the same, right? Like they're probably pretty well off. It's probably like a nice BMW or Mercedes or something.
Right.
So he's out joyriding the car. And that's where he's noticed and he's followed home by burglars. And then they just start staking out the place and they realize he's there by himself after a couple of days. Meanwhile, it takes mom quite a bit to realize Kevin isn't with her in Paris because she's still pissed. And every time she looks back in line at the airport or some other place, she sees the back of some kid's head, right? We saw this happen a lot in Home Alone. That's kind of how they move their plot along.
Right.
She just thinks it's her kid because he's turned around looking the other way. So she boards a shuttle for the airport, assuming Kevin is with dad. Dad assumes Kevin is with mom, and they kind of fuck off without him, right? So the drive to their hotel is like 2 or so hours out of town because they're not in Paris. And so it's something they don't find out until middle of the second day because there's, 14 people in this like a VRBO they're staying at.
Right.
So almost all the pranks are the same, but we're going to digitize a few of them and we're going to use, some misdirection. It's not all just going to be paint cans and tripwires and stuff, which I still kind of loved watching. Also, there's going to be no goddamn spider in my film.
Oh, yes. Yes.
By the way.
Fan.
No. So that's pretty much how we're going to carry it into a reboot era. We'll leverage cell phones as plot devices in maybe a different way. So here's the cast.
Okay.
And this we're gonna start with mom. This was kind of the hardest one for me to recast. So I put Sofia Vergara in for mom.
Okay.
And I put dad as Timothy Oliphant.
Oh, okay.
So kind of older, but not that old, kind of hip, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I had to look up a bunch of child actors to get the kids. And I don't really have a lot of experience with these child actors.
I didn't even
I had to kind of look at faces and be like, oh, that might work.
Yeah.
So Buzz, I'm casting Dylan Minnette, who was in the newest Scream movie and a movie called The Open House.
Okay.
Megan, I cast the sister with the speaking part. I cast Jenna Ortega because I'm watching Wednesday right now on Netflix, and she's killing it.
Yeah,
what a fun show. So super impressed with Jenna Ortega. She gets Megan's spot. Fuller, Lane Armitage. He's young Sheldon, for
Okay.
those that don't know his name. So
Yeah.
that's going to be Fuller, the kid that drinks too much and wets the bed.
Okay.
Lenny, I cast somebody named Chloe Grace Moritz because she kind of
Oh, hey,
looks like she'd
girl.
fit the bill. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ready for Uncle Frank?
I'm ready.
It's the last time you had a good conversation with Gerard Depardieu. Probably been a long time.
I believe he got canceled.
Well, you know what? He's uncanceled in this film because I don't give a fuck
He's
about that stuff.
no, this from what I remember, this guy you want canceled.
All right.
It
Well,
was
whatever.
pretty
He's
bad.
in this film. So
Okay.
I really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then Kevin is Tom Shar, pro skateboarder. We're going to have him starring in his own first film. So Tom Shar, Schaar. He's going to be our Kevin. And we're going to see if that works. And if it doesn't, I don't know. We'll cancel him with Gerard Depardieu and whoever else is canceled. And that is my version of a modern kind of reboot of Home Alone.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. I like that it's, a little bit updated.
Yeah.
It's funny, you wouldn't updated it. I decided it needs to go back in time.
Okay. 1950s.
Yes, I said it in the 50s. That's funny. Yeah. And we'll reboot it.
I had the same thought.
Yeah. I think it makes more sense back then.
It totally makes more sense back then.
It totally makes more sense back then. What I would do to make it a little more evergreen is it's not going to be a Christmas story. It's going to be something that it's a kid and his single mom, and we'll contrive a reason that the single mom needs to leave home for a while. She's nervous.
We will contrive a reason.
Yes. Yeah, or a sick relative, something. It doesn't matter. The whole point is the kid's home.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to burn through the minuscule story points to get to the Home Alone part.
Right.
It's what you should be doing. Yes.
Your aunt is sick. I need to go take care of her.
100%.
It's just going to be a couple days. You're the man of the house. You need to protect it. That kind of thing, right?
Oh yeah.
We'll say that.
I think 11-year-olds in the 50s were given like rifles and stuff and told to watch the farmstead for 3-4 weeks while you head into.
Going for. Yeah.
Sure.
They've got a little bit of land. We're gonna say that they have a little bit of gold that the dad got from the war.
All right.
That's stashed, not a lot, but some. And people kind of suspect that the dad's got gold. The dad has since passed away. It's how the single mom makes ends meet. So that's what's going to make it perfect for taking, right?
Mm-hmm.
The mom, I think I would like to go with Keke Palmer.
Okay.
Hope. I think she's a very engaging person. So I think she's great. For the kid, we'll find a kid. Really doesn't matter. Really doesn't,
Nope.
Yeah. For now, the crooks matter, right?
Yeah.
You need goofy, fun actors. So I thought, okay, who can be over the top, but also funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with 2 names for my criminals.
Okay.
First, doesn't matter. We'll give them names. Doesn't matter. But the criminals are going to be Martin Lawrence and John Leguizamo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so I just saw a reel for something called Violent Night with John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
And I guess it's out now. I want to go see that because I love John Leguizamo. That's a great cast.
Yeah. And both those guys can be funny, like really funny, right? They can both be over the top, which is perfect for a kid's film. I think it's a good, they can both be kind of serious if they need to be,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it works.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. We'll come up with fun new traps. We'll use old 50s toys to set them up, and he's got to protect the house.
Can we have one of them get knocked out by one of those ball on a string and paddle toys from back then?
Sure.
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. This is great.
These people. It doesn't matter. We're going to use farm animals to help.
Oh my gosh. It's turning into the movie Saw, but in the 1950s.
Oh my God. Did you know, what is this? I have to find the name.
Like instead of like blades and stuff, they have those tree tree cutting saws that were like that long bow
No,
with two handles on the end that two guys had to like
recently-
rake back and forth?
I only recently discovered that this exists.
Okay.
But did you know that they have made a Christian version of Saw?
No, I did not.
It is they put people in traps to get them to be close to God.
Like, and they took themselves seriously with this film?
Yes, it's a real film. It's called The Reconciler, starring Roddy Piper.
I think so. Is this consumable, or do you
Yeah.
have to buy it from some .com that lines the pockets of some TV priest or something? Because
I
it's
know,
probably
yeah. So you
it's
can
probably
rent
a
it on
movie
Amazon.
leftovers redo.
It's free on Tubi.
Yeah, I can't get that to work. But how much is it to rent on Amazon?
$2.
Oh, dude, we got to add that to the list. Probably not till after the holidays, but we need to do this.
I'm not saying it's free on YouTube, but
Fair enough.
just saying. Yeah.
Point taken.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't look there first at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, The Reconciler.
The Reconciler.
It looks like such trash.
Dude, it even sounds kind of dumb.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
for what it's worth, at least they put money into that. What was the Passion of the Christ or whatever?
Yeah, at least they tried.
At least they, I don't know, put budget in that. Yeah, this is going to be fun. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, sidetracked you there. Sorry about that.
So yeah. 50s film. Martin Lawrence, John Leguizamo, trying to attack children. It's all
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even the best part. Yeah, the burglars in my cast.
Yeah.
Are you sitting down?
Oh,
It's you and me. I cast us in the remake of Home Alone as the burglars. Yeah. We're gonna get into all kinds of hijinks and break bones, and it's gonna be awesome.
You know who I should have cast for the burglars?
What's that?
A very defiant, a very angry Denzel Washington who talks like Training Day to a child.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Just King Kong ain't got to.
Yeah. Has him try methamphetamines and stuff just to lock him into. You
want to get wet, kid?
Yeah.
PCP, angel dust.
Kid has to clear his sidearm before sitting down at the table with you.
Yes.
That's gonna be great.
Yes. Oh, it just hit me. We could set this film, say early 70s.
Yeah.
Right. It's same premise. Kid's got to defend his home,
Mm-hmm.
and then we don't find out at the end till like the kid's being helped by the police, and they're, hey kid, way to defend your home. What's your name? Wick, sir. John Wick.
This, of course, is shortly before his parents die, and he's shipped off to that Russian orphanage place or whatever.
Right.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's how he gets there.
I thought for a split second you were going to say McClane, John McClane.
Yeah, no. We're going John Wick, baby.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm here for it, dude. I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, that'd be a fun exercise, wouldn't it? Like write the backstories for characters together with thin backstories, and we're just like, oh, and guess what? Yeah.
There's a whole like blog post called Unintentional Trilogies, and they do that. It's so great.
I never knew that George of the Jungle became Scarface and shit. Like we connect those dots. That's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I do got another movie for you for next week.
Okay.
It is one of my personal Christmas favorites.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. I don't think you've seen it. It's a little Mel Gibson film called Fat Man.
Oh, I have seen this film.
Oh, you have? Okay.
I have. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Nice. Yeah, and I suppose we should tell everybody. Next week is going to. I'll be in and out of airports and traveling and stuff, so we'll try and find a slide in time. We're usually pretty good about the Thursday bit, but we kind of had to.
It's been rough.
We've had to shift a few things around with life and times and holidays and things. So happy holidays though to you for sure.
Yes, indeed. So all right, well we'll be back next week.
I love it
with Fat Man, and then we'll go from there.
Let's go.
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.